Discipline and consistency. I owe these two factors all I have attained in my life. Things have never happened overnight. Results have appeared as a consequence of decades-long toil. It is necessary to persist. Master Carlos Gracie Jr.
Hey there, I'm Ashley, mom of 4 and creator of Reps and Redemption. Join me as I share my passion for health education, explore all things fitness and nutrition, plus share a little faith-filled homemaking along the way. If you're a mom ready to build strength and live a life of epic redemption, this podcast is for you. Let's get after it.
Just from the quote that I read to you in the intro of this podcast, can you kind of get where I am going with the episode today? I have a lot to say about this one thing, consistency, but I'm going to make this short and sweet to honor your time. Consistency is a positive sense of dependability. It also is defined as the way in which a substance, typically a liquid, holds together, a thickness or viscosity. Now, the thing about consistency is that a lot of times we'll start something and our lives will be overscheduled or we'll be just physically fatigued or emotionally fatigued, especially as homemakers, as moms. Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, you work outside the home, or you do a little bit of both, we can run dry. And I think a lot of the times we forget just a little bit of something that's very good for us will go a long way. So here's the question. Can you move your body every day, every single day, in some way, shape, or form? Now, yes, of course, if we can hit the gym every single day, 5 to 6 days a week, that is ideal. But we can't always do that. And we kind of struggle in keeping such a rigid schedule. Because of jiu-jitsu, I get a lot of suggested for you clips on Instagram, and Matt Ario, he owns a gym in South Tampa, I believe, where I actually used to live, Gracie South Tampa gym, and I love a lot of his stuff, a lot of his techniques, and he did this video recently about it's just burning out and how to burn out in anything. So I got to shout out to him because I got this idea of consistency for today's episode after watching some of his reels. He said that, what can you do? I'm paraphrasing as well, but what can you do forever? Basically, he can train. I think his weight training is twice a week forever, like no matter what. And the easiest way to burn out, in my opinion, is when we add so much to our plate. And I am speaking from experience. So when you are thinking about being consistent, part of the issue, maybe in 2021, 2022, and 2023, you started something and you were just like, it doesn't work. Well, maybe it doesn't work because you were working a little bit harder, not smarter. So what is something you could do, and I am going to ask you every single day, that you know you can achieve for exercise? So what does that look like? Is that a 10-minute walk with your kids? Is that playing in the backyard? Is that a quick HIIT workout in the morning before your littles wake up? What does that look like for you? Because it's only going to make us stronger, faster, better moms, all around Kingdom women athletes, and that's what we're aiming for here. So when I talk about consistency, I'm not saying, and just like Matt was talking about, like just overextending ourselves for an hour a day, 6 days a week, or 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, or 7 days a week. A lot of us with little ones, we can't do that. We don't have that physical and emotional and mental capacity. I am encouraging you to pick one thing you can do every single day just to move your body. And the goal is 10 minutes. So what does that look like? Is that a walk on your lunch break? Is it taking the jogger stroller out? I'm not really counting your weightlifting routine because we all try to do that. Like I just shared with you, he works out twice a week, upper and lower. My goal right now is 3 to 4 times. It used to be a lot more, but I know the kind of season that I'm in and I'm being aware of what is going on and what I've added to my plate. I've added 4 to 5 hours of jiu-jitsu training every week. That is a lot for a mom with 4 kids. Wouldn't you agree? So I cannot physically push myself 5 to 6 days a week progressive overload, lifting all this heaviness, which I love 5 or 6 days a week. I have to scale something. I have to move the pieces around so I can still do what my body knows it needs to do and still enjoy it. So for me, every day, what I like to do and what I know I can do is go outside and walk or do like a stretching routine in my home. It kind of just depends on the weather here in Georgia. But then if we kind of level up and we think about our own exercise routine, maybe it didn't work for you because you were trying to hit 5 or 6 days a week. But maybe what you need to think about is little steps towards consistency. So that daily habit of 10 minutes of moving your body, and then ask yourself, when can I work out and when can I go to the gym? Is that Monday and Wednesday and Friday for you for 30 minutes? Is it the full 2 hours if you're bringing your kids to the kids club? What does that look like for you? And can it be on this like similar days like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever that looks like for you, to keep the habit and the consistency, but you're not burning yourself out. You're not hitting it hard 100% for 2 weeks in a row and then not going the rest of the month. So this is what I wanted to kind of talk about today. This is the one thing your health and fitness cannot miss in 2024. Let's just really decide now that we are going to be consistent with moving our body every day. My second question is, can you eat more protein? Now think about it. If you're just having a hard-boiled egg and your black coffee and a glass of water until 12, maybe a piece of fruit, that really isn't that much fuel or that much food. And how can you add a little bit more protein into your day, or at least into every meal, trying to hit 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal and then a snack? Is this a possibility? Can you start with just breakfast? Or maybe you're one of those people who don't like to eat breakfast, and that's okay. Maybe you need to wait, and that's a personal choice, and that is totally fine if it works for you. Well, then how can you bulk up your lunch, your dinner, and your other snacks to make them nutritionally dense? So I'm going to ask you to maybe try this. I have been keeping note of what I want to eat when I get home from the gym, and how can I make it a little bit more heavier on the protein side. Today, I took some chicken out from last night, some leftover chicken breast, and I weighed out 4 ounces. I added a tiny bit of tortellini and sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on there. I'm out of veggies. I'm waiting to get some more of those. But do you see how I just already had this ready? Is that something that could help you? Already having it made, and all you need to do is heat it up. Kind of a 3-part question. And final, what can you do every day, moving your body and adding healthy, nutritionally dense calories and protein to your daily intake? What can you do every week? So that might be meal planning, structuring your fitness time, like saying, okay, and going over it with your spouse and your kids. We're going to the gym on these days, or we're going to the park so mommy can work out on the park equipment on these days. Planning it out so you know what you're doing and you know what to expect every single week. And then what can you do every month? Is that prepare for some sort of challenge, prepare for some sort of, maybe it's a 5K. I've talked about this earlier this year, but what is something that you can do to kind of just keep yourself going, keeping yourself consistent with tiny, healthy micro habits will add up. And like I read to you that quote earlier in the episode about being disciplined in this consistency. You know, don't just, I have to do this, but this is something you get to do. And those 2 factors he was sharing was that, you know, it didn't happen overnight. It was a result of decisions every single day, every single week, and every single month and year and years and decade. And what can you do to help yourself stay consistent today? What can you do this week to help yourself stay consistent with your daily movement, your 10 to 15 minutes of daily movement, and the gym? Now, I'm saying this to say, like, if you get to the gym, do you count the daily movement? If you want to, that's great. I personally love stretching while I'm at home at night, either on my floor. Sometimes I do it in the morning. It's really up to you. But if you know you're going to make the gym, I'm just talking about we need to move our bodies every single day, and we are going to be all the better for it. I'm going to quickly share with you my upper body exercise that I did today at the gym. I did add in some legs, but I'm just going to share with you the shoulder workout that I did because I absolutely love working shoulders, and it's really an overall great way to tone your upper body. So I did side lateral raises, front raises, and then I did hammer curls into shoulder press. It was awesome. I think my shoulders are on a good roll here, sense of fire, if you will. And I did 3 sets of 10 reps. So I ended up doing 30 each. And then I did add in some legs. I can share that with you really quick. But I did a squat to push press, and then I did hip thrusts, and I did stationary lunges with 15-pound dumbbells. I hope this episode encouraged you to be consistent in your health and fitness this year. Feel free to speak pipe me and ask any questions you want to know. I'm very excited about the guests that I will be having on the show this year because let's just be honest, the health and fitness realm, there's so much to learn and so much to know and understand. And I love when I can't answer certain questions, I want to bring on somebody who knows what they're talking about and that they can encourage you as well.
If this episode inspired you, will you share with a friend? Remember, this podcast offers health education tips and holistic insights. Please consult healthcare professionals for personalized advice. Until next time, Mama, be bold and live well.